on the same vine. So they're actually the same plant, but you can only make white pepper from the ripest red berries. So it is about how ripe the pepper is. To make white pepper, Tiang would need to separate the red berries from the green after harvest and soak them to remove their skins, leaving behind the white peppery centre. Can I help? Instead, it's on with black pepper. I mean, it would take a day to clear this vine alone, wouldn't it?
Nửa tiếng.
No! You could help us.
Không quen. Chỉ phụ nữ làm thôi.
Really? Only girls do this job. You just stand there and hold the ladder. And Tiang is onto a good thing. Wholesale black pepper prices are rocketing. In the last 5 years, the price has gone up by a whopping 160%. Here you go, Tiang. I got you a sack full.
Quá nhiều, quá giỏi.
Once Tiang's team have picked the perfect pepper, the stalks and leaves are removed with this clever contraption. What did you do before you have this machine? Like making wine, stamping on grapes, you guys used to stamp on your peppercorns. The berries are dried in the sun for 2 days until the skins shrivel up and peppercorns are created. In today's thriving market, the precious pepper then has to be safely squirreled away. So is this where you keep your pepper? Is somebody sleeping in there?
Vậy thôi, không ngủ.
That pretend sleeping person there is protecting this pepper.
Giúp được.
What would you get for one sack of peppercorns?
11 triệu.
11 million dong. Roughly, that's about £400. What would 11 million dong buy you in Vietnam?
Mua được một cái xe máy.
Really? Do you always get the same price for it, or does the price fluctuate?
Thay đổi theo thị trường. Theo dõi hàng ngày tin nhắn của công ty gọi về. Lúc nào giá cao thì mình bán.
Good businessman. Later, I have a stab at peppercorn quality control in this boom industry.
Next, yeast. With home baking and home brewing all the rage, it's got me thinking.
I've been making bread, and I've got a lot of yeast left over. Can I use that yeast to make beer?
Honestly, wouldn't have a clue. Really not sure. I don't even think the store would know. Isn't yeast just yeast? Like, can you put the same yeast into bread that you do into... Wouldn't have a clue.
Do you know what it is, actually?
I don't, actually. It's like a... I don't know.
So what is yeast? Time for me to go on a wild yeast chase.
Somewhere in here is my yeast expert.
I'm looking for a man who has one of the strangest jobs in the food industry.
There he is. The natural habitat of the yeast expert.
Dr. Steve James is from the Institute of Food Research. He and his team spend their days foraging for wild yeast, everywhere from the Galapagos to the Antarctic.
In a woodland environment, where would you find yeast?
On this tree, for starters, in the soil, on the ferns over there. We can't see it, and we will need a microscope to help us do that. But yeah, it's literally everywhere. We are surrounded by yeast at this moment in time.
Wow, so can we go on a little adventure and find some?
Steve has over 4,000 different strains of yeast in his collection, which is sold to everyone from winemakers to cake manufacturers. And he finds it in the most surprising places.
Oh, that'd be an excellent source of yeast, Jimmy.
Big old rotten stumps. Is this good for yeast?
Yes, because the tree's breaking down, so it's as it rots.
Yeah.
You're getting all the nutrients of the tree are leaching out, and this is perfect foods for the yeast.
I want to know what these microscopic fungi look like.
This is a yeast that is used to make ale beer.
Okay, so that's a brewer's yeast then,
That's a brewer's yeast, absolutely. And this one was, in fact, isolated from British oak.
Wow.
There's yeast on oak, including the yeast that is used to make beer and bread.
Really? So the yeast that we used to make it on bread and on beer originally came from an oak tree?
It's believed to be, yeah, absolutely. You can find that yeast on oaks across the globe.
Wow, that's incredible, isn't it? So this species of yeast could be on the tree right now?
Indeed.
I thought I'd just throw it right out into the hole.
Absolutely. Indeed.
Although bakers and brewers' yeast both originally came from the oak, Steve tells me they produce gas and tolerate heat in very different ways. In fact, they do quite different jobs. But what does that mean in practice? Only one way to find out.
Hi there, I'm Jim.
I'm going to make some beer, but to see what happens, I'm going to use baker's yeast.
Enjoy your bread. Cheers, we'll do. Bye.
Thanks, bye.
Right, here we go. Some malt, some sugar,
Hot water.
and last but not least, the baker's yeast.
This is the stuff you make bread with.
We all know what it does to bread. It creates the bubbles to help it rise.
They hit the water, they'll wake up. They'll be like, where are we? We're meant to make bread, not make beer. They're going to be all confused.
In 2 weeks, we should have beer. But will it taste like bread? Now, commercial yeast can't be foraged each morning from the forest, so I've come to Felixstowe, home to the UK's largest yeast factory, to see how it's mass-produced.
Hello, Jimmy.
How you doing?
I'm fine, you?
I'm good. Plant manager Richard Rodge is going to show me how yeast can be grown on an industrial scale. Here they produce yeast for most of the major supermarket breads and for some of the country's top distilleries.
I want to find out how you take something so simple and grow it on an industrial scale. I'm going to show you that. Basically, we grow from this.
But that's small amounts.
That's small amount, 1 gram. We put it into those fermenters, and after 48 hours, we can make 1 kilo. And in another 48 hours, we get to 13 tons.
So what is the process from turning 1 gram of yeast into 1 kilo in 48 hours? What do you have to do?
Very simple. You only have to feed the yeast sugar.
And for this, they use molasses, a syrupy byproduct of sugar production.
So in 48 hours, we might be about 24 foot tall.
Put simply, these yeast cells eat the sugar, and this makes them grow and divide like crazy until all the sugar's gone.
It looks like spaghetti. Richard, who do you make this yeast for?
This one is for bread making.
All the yeast they produce here is grown from a bank of specially selected starter cultures.
Wow, look at all these then. Baker's yeast for making bread.
We also have some for beer, wine, and also some for distilleries. There are different strains, they have different genetic profiles, and they are good for different things.
So Richard, if I was a customer and I phoned you up and said, look, I want to make a beer and I want it nice and fruity,
I would choose this one here,
this one here. So why would you choose that yeast over, say, a baker's yeast or a distiller's yeast?
because you want to make beer that tastes like beer.
So the yeast can influence the
Yes,
flavour.
of
Okay.
course.
So you've got to choose your yeast
The
carefully.
right one, yes.
Later, I get to the bottom of what's so special about distiller's yeast,
This is one of the best filming days.
and I find out how my yeasty homebrew goes down.
Spark acid.
Next, crisps. Cheese and onion, balsamic vinegar, sweet chilli. How do they create these flavours?
You know where you get sort of cheese and onion crisps and stuff? Is it real cheese and onion or is it like a chemical they use?
Do you think it's actual real cheese and onion?
There's no way that you can get like a block of cheese onto a crisp. That's just daft. They use mallow, but then it'll be classed as a bit like nachos, wouldn't it?
So what are they sprinkling on our snacks? To find out, I've come to a posh crisp factory in Norwich.
Hello, Chris.
Hi, Matt. Lovely to meet you.
Chris Bernard is executive flavour chef, no less.
This is where the seasonings actually goes on to the hand-cooked potato chips.
These crisps are coated in a powdered Wensleydale and chutney flavouring. But is it the real thing or something artificial Chris has cooked up in a lab?
And this is where all the flavours are put.
All the flavours are bought.
So how do you put flavour into crisps?
All right, come on, let's get the raw materials. Right, got the Wensleydale cheese with an apple chutney.
So they do use real ingredients.
But of course I can't use it in that way. So I then have to get that into a powdered form. Now I then find some very clever people who spray dry this.
And there was me thinking it would be some kind of made-up chemical flavouring. I've come to Ebervale in Wales to meet this clever flavour maker, Nick Ball.
Now, Nick, you can turn cheese into powder.
That's correct.
It's quite a trick. Can you show me?
Come on.
Come on. So how do you put that onto the crisps?
The cheese originally arrives to us in crumbed form.
Okay, and what else goes with it?
Just skim milk powder.
They use skim milk powder as a base, and unfortunately for me, there's quite a lot of it. The milk powder is loaded into a big vat of water. Kafilly now.
So, Matt, the milk powder is fully mixed into emulsion. We're ready to put some cheese in. Okay, how much goes in? 250 kilos in this batch. 250 kilo. Come on.
I cannot bear all this hard work.
Stand up. Ready?
After about an hour, it looks like we've made a cheese milkshake.
So, good cheesy aroma. How do you get that liquid into a powder?
We'll transfer it into the next tank and we'll start spray drying.
The drying happens in these enormous tanks, which are heated to 200 degrees to evaporate any liquids. But because this is a closed system, Nick's got a baby version to show me.
So, liquid emulsion, pumped, high pressure through the nozzle. It's the hot air.
Yeah.
Evaporates the water away that you put in originally. By the time it hits halfway down, it's dry.
And it gets sucked through here.
Comes down the cyclone and into the bottle.
So all that liquid over there will end up as dry powder here.
Yes.
It's very clever.
And back on the factory floor, the industrial spray dryer has worked its magic.
Wow, amazing. Yeah? Very strong. Really strong.
Well laden with cheese.
Good though. Really nice.
Coming up, I meet a man who can chemically create a kaleidoscope of flavours.
Oh, spicy boy.
on the trail of crisp flavours. Now, I've discovered that some posh crisp companies use real ingredients, but I want to know how artificial flavours are created.
Hello, Danny. Nice to meet you.
Danny Kite is Britain's top flavour maker. He's created over 20,000 synthetic flavours in his career.
Okay, mate, well, here you are. Welcome to my world.
His chemicals are used to flavour anything from chewing gum to yogurt.
When you can get natural flavours, why would anyone ever reach for bottles on shelves?
So let's take strawberries as an example. You're going to have to take a whole field of strawberries, smash it all up, just probably to get a few mils of the sort of liquid at the sort of strength we're talking about. Why waste all of that food when we, with a few chemicals, can produce something else?
I think the thing that people struggle with is the chemical element.
Don't forget, all of those things are actually made of chemicals themselves.
So natural foods are just a series of chemicals, and Danny's able to copy the chemical profile of any given flavour. Time to see if I can guess what he's cooking up today.
Have a smell of that.
Oh, cut grass.
Does that smell sort of floral to you?
Yeah, it does, rosy. Oh, Jesus. Stroke Parmesan cheese, Tracy Morris. Vanilla.
Absolutely.
Orange.
Absolutely. As one, waft it under your nose so that you get all of the smells together.
Oh, my God. Smelling strawberry.
Smelling strawberry.
That's really clever.
Using this clever alchemy, Danny and his team can recreate just about any flavour in the world.
Don't breathe too heavily. It'll overpower you.
Today, it's good old strawberry that's being used to make a protein shake. But tomorrow, the sky's the limit.
As wacky as you would want, we would have a go at it.
Lemon meringue crisps.
If you really thought there was a market for lemon meringue crisps and you came to us and said that you would buy it, we'd do it for you.
I think there might be.
I'm in Vietnam, where earlier I found out that profits from peppercorn production are soaring.
11 triệu.
$11 million. I've come to Ho Chi Minh City. Time for a spot of lunch. That is the beginnings of a bird. I'm going to pass on this one, but Salman Phil will try anything once.
Tastes more like muscle than anything. There's not really much sense of chicken yet.
You are a brave boy. After our memorable lunch, it's up the road to a pepper processing factory. Ang!
Hello, madam.
Hey!
Welcome to factory.
Van Tan Ang is the general manager here. Okay? Have a look. Good?
Okay.
Ang and his crew process over 10 tons of pepper a day, and it's exported all over the world. I can smell pepper already. Spicy! Is this all pepper?
Yes. All with
How heavy are these sacks?
70 kilos.
70?
Yes. It's work a very strong man.
So what's happening here? This quality control.
Yes.
Whoa, watch his head. Every single sack, you get your spear out, give it a jab, and then have a look at the pepper. Can I have a go? Can I do the quality control?
Go.
Just go up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Whoa. Good?
Oh.
All the peppercorns have to be checked by sight and smell to ensure a maximum peppery punch. You are Mr. Pepper.
Mr. Pepper.
Yeah. Wholesale prices have risen as global demand for the spice is at an all-time high, and Vietnam, with its ideal climate for pepper, is perfectly placed to cash in. This is your finished product. And how much do you produce?
5 triệu sản phẩm.
5 million units. Boy. In fact, this factory has seen sales increase fivefold in the last 3 years. Why are your sales growing so much and so rapidly?
Tôi nghĩ là cái nhu cầu mà sử dụng hạt tiêu ngày càng nhiều là vì cái thói quen của người dân thế giới á, khi mà sử dụng cái thức ăn nhanh nhiều, thức ăn đóng gói sẵn.
Gosh, so it's this stuff going into processed food globally that has spiked demand for it. Pepper is changing lives in Vietnam. Farmers all over the country are ditching things like coffee and cashews in favour of this lucrative crop. I've been invited back to see Tiang and his family. So how many houses have you got? Two houses. So you've got 2 houses, you've got 5 motorbikes.
Lấy xe máy.
It's all that pepper.
Đây 8 năm thì tình hình tài chính mình rất khó khăn. Lúc chưa có tiêu, rất khó khăn.
Cái tiêu mình thay đổi gia đình mà cũng khá lên, con cái học hành thì tốt.
Nuôi được con cái ăn học và vợ chồng thì rất cảm thấy rất hài lòng và
Can you see the price of pepper going down anytime soon?
giá tiêu thì chắc có khả năng là lên chứ không xuống.
Rolling high.